Hi guys, so today I'll be making knife cut noodles. I've never made them before. I've eaten them a couple of times. So I'm really just running this whole video on based on memory. And as the thumbnail implies, I have no recipe and this goes for both the noodles and the seasoning. This is probably in no way a real representation of how they should taste like. I guess it's just my twist and take of the dish. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below as to how I can possibly improve my noodle making skills and things like that because I have no clue. So yeah. So for the noodles, all you need is flour, water and salt. And remember to always handle salt with care because it can be quite dangerous. I mean, as the saying goes, it's adding salt to the wound. Not sugar, not pepper, not soy sauce, but salt. So salt is indeed a very dangerous component and you guys should be very careful when handling this ingredient. Now, you pour everything onto the table and you twirl your fingers in a circular motion to create a well, where you'll slowly be adding water bit by bit. Now, I'm sure some of you will have experience in twirling your fingers in a circular motion, and that will definitely aid you in making knife cut noodles. Now, a top tip is to definitely not pour all the water in at one go, and I've made that mistake. And
Flashback.
basically, the water decided to Bruce Lee me as the water became like the water and escaped my grips.
End of flashback.
The next step is to clearly knead the dough. Don't worry if the dough is a bit rough because it takes time for the flour to absorb all the water. I was worried at first, so I kept adding flour and water back and forth until I got the consistency I wanted. But trust me, you don't have to go through this step. Just continue on kneading it and it will smoothen out eventually. And once that's done, we just have to rest this dough ball for about 20 minutes.
A few moments later.
Now the dough has been resting for 20 minutes and we begin the final step, which is just to knead it one more time. And we begin rolling it out so we can cut it into our desired shape. And if you guys didn't realize, I have often floured the surface that I'm working on because I believe that helps the dough from sticking to each other and sticking to the surface as well. So now I begin rolling the dough with a makeshift rolling pin, which is essentially a vodka bottle. By the way, vodka is not my favorite drink, whiskey is, so you know, just for your information if you ever want to send me some alcohol. Yeah. So now I am flouring the new surface that I'm working on, and the next step is really to just fold the dough, and the reason being is because it's a lot easier to cut the folded dough as compared to having it flat out. Now I start off with cutting out the edges because I want the noodles to be of uniform length. This would even out the cooking time and so that all the noodles will have like a consistent texture throughout. So once we've cut all of them, we just have to straighten them out, give them a final dusting with flour, and we can boil them up. I must say that I'm quite surprised by the slight stretchiness of the noodles. I reckon if I wanted them to be stretchier, I'd have to add some sort of external gluten component. But yeah, I'm still quite impressed and quite satisfied with the end result. So I throw these noodles in for about 1 to 1.5 minutes because they're fresh, so they don't need too long of a time for them to get cooked. And yeah, you just swirl them around and you get some sort of an al dente texture as well for that amount of cooking time. Now for the coating, it's relatively simple. We have sugar, chili oil, soy sauce, sesame oil, prawn paste, chili flakes, cumin, and white pepper. So I guess this step differs from the regular knife cut noodles. What I made was a garlic infused oil with dried fried shrimp. And for me, because I'm a fan of garlic and dried fried shrimp, I believe that the combination of these would give that noodle dish like an extra umami flavor. As you can see, there's some vigorous mixing going on, and I'm adding the final component, so that's the garlic infused oil with dried fried shrimp and some spring onions to give it that fresh spring oniony taste, which will help in cutting through the already very heavy and oily flavors of the dish. So here comes the plating of the dish. I think what goes well with the super flavorful noodles are just an honest side of boiled pork belly, not even with like a sprinkle of salt on the top, because you can have all that flavor from the noodles already. You could probably use the pork belly to just scoop up all that extra oil, and I think it's enough. Now, as you can see from this close-up, the noodles have really taken on and absorbed all that color, which is great, and the flavors have definitely come through as well. They really pack a punch, and handmade noodles generally just hit different, you know? Wow, hit different, packs a punch, get it? But anyways, better chew factor, better mouthfeel, different texture, and I believe overall, making it from scratch without a recipe has been an experience for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!